Rise for the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, started here. The meeting to order, I will determine a quorum. We'll do a roll call here. Counselor Baumgartner. Here. Evers here. Ferguson.
Here.
Mayor Hawkinson is absent and Howard here. We have a quorum. At this time, we'll close down the regular meeting and open up the public forum portion of the meeting. Now is the time for the public to address the council. When addressing the council, we ask that you please provide your name for the record. Times will be limited to 3 minutes. If it does take longer than that, we'll get you hooked up with a city person and they can get you the information you need. So if anybody here needs to come before the council, please go ahead.
I'm Dan Klaus. I'd like to get the city to let us have chickens in town. My girlfriend lived in Silver Lake, Minnesota, and in Silver Lake, they allow 10 birds. She has 10 birds. I'll have names. They're like her pets. She wants to come move to Olivia. She's actually come live here. We can't have chickens, so.
Okay.
Yes. They say I was gonna make a video of it. And next time we'll make a video, bring it next time we have a meeting. There's 6-foot dog kennels, fence. And it's all hooked together, it's bolted together, the birds won't get out. We have 2 houses for them in the wintertime to heat them. She sells the eggs, eats them. It's a hobby. There's many different surrounding towns that have chickens that you can have in Olivia, and I don't see why we can't get this passed in Olivia. I don't know what else I can say, but I've talked to lots of people and they're just wondering why we don't have it in Olivia yet. So I'd really urge you guys to let's get this sick ball on the roll and see if we can get this done. You know, the birds are not gonna get out. They're not gonna be going to neighbors' yards. You can't have any, in Silver Lake that is, you can't have any that are gonna cock, males, just females. But when I go back to Silver Lake, I can get the ordinance from their town and bring it here and see what you guys want, if you want to do something like that. I mean, I don't know, that's about all I got.
Okay. Well, appreciate the input and yeah, we'll definitely take that under consideration. If you have more information, if you can work with Elizabeth or the staff here. Just bring that over to them and they can definitely work with you to get all the information put together and.
I don't know what Brian does it, but I can get both of them and can maybe make a happy medium or something out of it, but I love this woman more than anything in the world. I have a beautiful home I want her to come and live with me.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your time. Appreciate you bringing this to our attention. Okay.
Good, thank you very much.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
I'll see you sometime this week.
That sounds great.
Okay, thanks, Elizabeth.
Thank
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Is there anyone else from the public that wants to address the council? Anyone out online? No one here. Seeing no one else, we will go ahead and close the public forum and resume the regular meeting. We'll have the agenda in front of us. If there is anything you need if we'd like to be moved, please speak up now, or otherwise I will call for a motion to set the agenda as written.
I'll make a motion.
Second. Then moved by Ferguson, seconded by Baumgartner to approve the agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carried. All right, down to our consent agenda. Tonight for our consent agenda, we have the regular meeting minutes of May 19th. Resolution 2025-48 approval donations. First reading of ordinance 2025-05. Amendment of chapter 152 regarding the planning commission. Resolution 2025-40, oops, sorry, read that one, no. Resolution 2025-49 calling for a public hearing for the proposed ordinance amending chapter 152. OPD lease amendment. Just for Kicks lease agreement, mayoral appointment of Brenda Roush to the Olivia EDA board. Community center assistant job description and May disbursements. Call for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Marner, seconded by Ferguson. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign, motion carried. Now we'll move down to business items and discussion. Elizabeth will give a staff report here on resolution 2025-49.
Yeah, thank you. So this is a continuation of our discussion from the previous meeting, for, the quotes to replace the library air conditioning system. Council had some additional questions, so just kind of a reminder about where we're at. So the library air conditioning system is, old and not functioning properly. Oh,
Point of order. You said 2025-49, which is the public hearing for proposed ordinance amending 152.
Sorry, this is 50.
Speaking on 50.
150.
I'm
Oh,
speaking
I've
on
got a
50.
typo on my sheet here.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
50.
50. Apologies, good catch. 50. No, it's everybody.
Yeah.
We do have a generator on this building now, so we should be
I'll have to
good.
find out if it works.
Yeah, we haven't gone through the testing yet of that piece, so hang on with us. We sought out two quotes from Chapel Central and from Bulletproof Mechanical. Both agreed that the system needed to be replaced, and so what they did was, the air conditioning unit is no longer, the Freon is no longer there and is no longer in service. So we have a quote from Chapel Central, 45,629, a quote from Bulletproof Mechanical, 38,492. I followed up with both of these vendors to talk about your questions. So for the question about the heat pump, the library is a commercial system and both companies, Chapel Central and Bulletproof Mechanical, said a heat pump would not work in this situation. Where it has some success in residential applications, the commercial system that wouldn't apply to this situation. The commercial system that's in place with the library is still, it's an air handler system. Engineers still design systems like this today. It's a good system. It should last us 50 to 60 years. It has really good bones. We're replacing one small coil part of it. If we wanted to look at doing a heat pump, a residential system, a new hybrid system, that would include an entire remodel of the library's ductwork system, which then you're touching every room in the library to replace the ductwork. That can be anywhere from $300,000 to $400,000 to redo ductwork, which is not something I think anybody wants to tackle. I did ask if there was any benefit to doing a boiler and an AC project together. No, there's no cost savings. You don't have to still get into the box to replace the coils for the boiler. It's a completely separate system, very minimal savings. And the two contractors were divided about whether or not the boiler would need to be replaced at this time. Bulletproof Mechanical talked about a more upgrading our boiler to a high efficiency boiler. Chapel Central said your boiler still looks good. Yes, it's an 80% efficient boiler. It's operating at 78%. They don't think we should fix it at this time. They pointed to, well, you might have a more high efficient system that saves you in utility bills. A high efficiency system does come with more parts that could fail or need to be maintained. So since it's not necessarily a need to update the boiler at this time, they would recommend just doing the air conditioner as a standalone project. And so that's what, and I had, again, two separate conversations with the separate contractors to make sure everyone's saying the same thing. Ask the follow-up questions, and this is the air conditioning quotes that you have in front of you are the two best solutions that these companies can offer for our system.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Any discussion?
Thank you for doing some extra due diligence on
Yeah.
You're welcome.
All
I
right.
learned more about HVAC than I thought I was going to.
Not bad, then. No. All right, if there's no further discussion, I'd call for a motion to approve resolution 2025-50.
So moved.
Second,
There was two quotes, right?
Yes,
but.
Yeah, are we going with that?
yeah, so the resolution
The
50
resolution.
says bulletproof mechanical in the resolution. Yep,
All right, just wanted that to be clear.
Yeah.
So, is there a second?
A second.
Okay. Motion made by Ferguson, seconded by Howard. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
that.
Alright,
Pose same sign, motion carried. Moving on to the next item, City of Olivia photo contest.
yes, so this is a new community engagement initiative that we wanted to try out. It's to also help the city get updated photos that we can use on our website, our social media, various city publications. We are kind of recycling the same 5 photos of our city throughout a lot of our materials. And we were looking at what other cities did and a lot of other cities, how they get updated artwork, photographs of their city is by engaging their residents. So we made it a little bit broader than that. We said a resident of Renville County. Just because we do have people who come through to enjoy our parks, who might work here but might not live here, but still want to take photos and be eligible. So the photos obviously do have to be taken in Olivia. And then they can be one of several different categories: landscape, animals, lifestyle, corn capital, city parks. We're receiving the photos by October 31st so that we can select the winners and that they'll be acknowledged during a city council meeting, and then they'll have their work framed and on display in the city hall lobby. Depending upon the response, we would like to make this an annual contest. Because it would be nice to get that community engagement as an annual thing, an annual recognition. But it'll just kind of depend upon how the community receives this. We've worked with Pam to have the proper paperwork in place so that if you have a picture of a person in it, what release needs to be signed, making sure that we can use the image rights free in city projects and things like that. So we have done this. And the Tyrant thing, major props to Leah, our administrative assistant, who kind of, I asked her to, come up with a photo contest and she took the idea and ran with it, and I thought did a really nice job. Any questions?
So this is gonna be going out soon?
Yep, yeah. What'll be going out? We'll put it out on social media, we'll put it out on our website as well. There's a paper form that you can submit in email. There's also an online form that will be developed on our website as well.
Good.
So,
Was a great idea.
yeah.
If there's no other discussion of business items, we'll go down to reports. Do we have any reports from staff?
Yeah, so 2 big reports. One, the Olivia Police Department is officially moved in. Which is what you saw on the consent agenda was the OPD lease amendment, so we are receiving some rent back from the county. Because we got out of there early, which is very exciting. A big thanks to our public works team. They did a lot of the heavy lifting to get OPD moved into their new location, along with some help from water wastewater department and some city hall staff as well. So we're really excited that we're filling up this building here. And then the other thing I wanted to report on was the city cleanup day. I hope if you had items, you took advantage of it. We sent postcards about the opportunity to approximately 1,071 residences. We had 252 people take advantage of the city cleanup day, some multiple times. Friday, we had 152, Saturday, we had 100. We filled 15 dumpsters in total. We have 3 scrap loads of metal that we can cash in on. People were incredibly appreciative. Our public works teams heard positive comments across the board. People were asking if we were gonna do this again. They were hopeful that we would continue kind of this annual cleanup in a more proactive way. Public Works had their full team working, so it was very smooth. They had signs posted, they had people there crushing it to make sure we got every inch of those dumpsters full, as well as some of our summer help people unload their cars if they were unable. West Central Sanitation was also an amazing partner. My worst fear was realized when within the first hour, one of the biggest dumpsters was already full. So I called them and they were more than happy to bring some extra dumpsters on Saturday to make sure we could accommodate everything, so. Really excited to see this was a public works initiative and that team did a great job, soup to nuts, to pull it all off. And the community loved it.
That's awesome.
I know we took advantage of it.
I have more room for junk in my basement.
There you go.
Now to go buy more.
All right, but the another opportunity for you to do this.
Better have this next year.
We hope, we think the reason it was so well received is because we haven't done one in a while. So our hope is that if we do continue offering it every year, that we might not fill 15 dumpsters every year, but that it's an annual reminder to people to clean.
Well, and it just helps with keeping the city clean in general, because then it's just right there and you
Yep.
just go and dump it out and.
So, very smooth. Pam, did you have anything?
Well, hello, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
I can-
Okay, so I just have one thing to update you on. The legislature didn't get a whole lot done yet, but after this session, they did pass some changes to the open meeting law. So there can be, as of August 1st, when that new law goes, the amendments to the open meeting law go into effect, you no longer have to notice your location when you're joining from a remote location. You still have to be able to hear and see to participate and do the roll call vote, but the 3 meeting limitation is eliminated. So I just thought I'd let you all know that with respect to joining remotely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any other reports from staff?
The pool, swimming lessons started today and they had their first open swim. That was nice, get that going again, just let everybody out there know that we have open swim from 1 to 3. And I think there's another, no, for sure, there's more sessions coming for swimming lessons, if anybody else still is looking to sign up.
I did see quite a few folks coming in there at the beginning of that, so there's going to be some peaceful homes tonight, because I'm sure those littles got worn out.
Yeah. Yes, Robert was in swimming, he loved it, he was so happy to be back.
All right, any other reports from council? All right, and now we'll go down to notices and communications. We have some.
Yes, our summer armory schedule. So we are very excited to be offering open hours of the armory this summer for community members. So the armory will be open Monday through Friday, mostly. It is closed the 16th of June because of some staffing things. But the 8 AM to 12 PM, the armory will be open. There's open gym. We have equipment people can utilize like basketballs, volleyballs, soccer balls, pickleball equipment. There are nets there. There's floor hockey equipment. And then we also have the downstairs recreation room, we're calling it, also known as the old dining hall. That's gonna be available with decks of cards and puzzles and coffee brewing. So if you're not necessarily the most active person, that you don't wanna shoot hoops, but you do wanna socialize and get out there and play cards with your fellow residents, you can do so at the armory. The fee structure that we are trying out this summer is 60 plus, $3 a visit, 19 to 59, $4 a visit, 6 to 18, $3 a visit, 0 to 5, $3. Free, you can also get a punch card, which is 10 visits for $20, so that drops your price to $2 a visit. We're following the same protocol laid out by the pool during their open swim hours, so children under 9 must be accompanied by an adult or child over the age of 12. So we're gonna test it out. How we are managing to staff it this summer is we are splitting our city hall interns hours. So the morning hours will be at the armory, making sure that it's open for residents, and then the afternoon hours will be spent here at city hall doing some scanning, digitizing, other city hall work. And then when our city hall intern leaves us for the month of July, that's where the position description you all approved, the community center assistant, will come in. They'll be giving us 20 hours a week to keep the armory open for the month of July. So we're very excited about that.
Also. Be a great opportunity to get some use out of that armory still.
And hopefully exhaust your kids this summer.
Yes,
Yeah. You have June 19th as open,
Yes,
that is the,
Juneteenth, we've confirmed, it's open, our city intern will be there.
Alright, any other notices and communications from staff or council? Alright. Hearing done, with no other business before the agenda, I'll call for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
There a second?
second.
I don't want this to end.
Motion made by Baumgartner, seconded by Howard to adjourn. Is there any discussion, Blanca?
No,
No, officers?
very, very, quiet.
Alright, all in favor, say aye.
Bye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.